And we're here with Coach Shawn Nevill of the Northview Knights. And Coach, another season is upon us, and a lot of excitement is in the air.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. It's going to be a great year for the Wabash Valley, and it's going to tip off the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I think anyone that ventures out to Greencastle is going to see a lot of good basketball, and it's going to be worth the price of admission for sure.
And of course, the Northview Knights. I think everybody is understanding and remembers great success last year and a deep postseason run. Also, a lot of returners. How do you keep guys? Coach always say, everything's a new year, every season's a new season. How do you keep guys not thinking about the success last year, but keeping them hungry to push farther for this year?
Yeah, no, I think ultimately the final goal wasn't achieved. We ended our season on a loss, and I think these guys are hungry for more. They weren't satisfied last season. It was a great year, but this year that doesn't mean anything. Everyone's 0-0 regardless of past years. So we're gonna have to prove everything once we get to the season, and it starts Saturday against Greencastle.
And I mentioned a lot of returners, and but tell us about the makeup of your team.
Yeah, no, I mean Braden Goff, 4-year starter. He's a lot of our engine. I think there's a lot of guys that are going to step into bigger roles this year. Traven Bias, who had a great year last year, I think he's going to take a big step again this year. Quinn Lewis started for us late in the year last year. He's going to take another step for us hopefully. And then Avery Perry dealing with an injury right now, but he's going to be back ready to go. We're 100%. We're pretty confident. The makeup of our team really is going to be, after that, when we go 6 through 10 right now, our practices are going so well because, the iron sharpens iron. It is a battle every day in practice. And sometimes it doesn't look as clean and efficient as I would hope, but it's because, they're battling and they're playing hard against one another. I'd hate for it'd look a lot better if we were scoring every single play, but the defense is improved and better, and they're competing. And I think there's a lot of kids that were on that JV or bench roles last year that are going to step in this year, and hopefully for us to have success, they're going to have big years as well.
And of course, you mentioned JV, but there's a lot of things that feed up to the varsity with the 7th grade, 8th grade. Great success over the last couple of years, and then they inch up freshman, JV, and they're pushing some of the guys that are on varsity. How does that? I know that just helps the level of practice throughout the program, and not just varsity, but throughout the entirety of the Northview program.
No, we had some success last year, and we had a JV team that lost 2 games. We have an incoming freshman group that lost 0 games in middle school. But everything changes every single year. Kids push each other, and kids decide not to play and whatnot, and it's a good problem to have. But yeah, every level, we talk about our program wanting to be an elite program from top to bottom, and that's from the first guy on the varsity to the last guy on the freshman team. And I think we're getting to the point where that's achievable, and when injuries happen and things like that, we have guys that are ready to go. But everyone has to buy into that team concept with that. That it may not be their night every single night, but it might be their night the next night. And the team atmosphere, and that's what we've been pretty good at my first 2 years, is no one has cared who's got the credit. We've been a group, a team, more so than teams might have had some better individuals, but we've been able to do that, and hopefully that continues.
And of course, the schedule is just maybe probably the toughest yet here that we've seen in a while. Of course, you got Providence, you have the Hall of Fame tournament, you have Wabash Valley Classic, and so up and down the schedule is just is landmine after landmine. But boy, I think toward the end of the season, it's going to be a lot of battle-tested players that you'll have.
Yeah, and we wanted to do that. When we were invited to the Hall of Fame, obviously we knew that was 2 really good games. So whether or not whatever happens in that, we're facing several Division I basketball players, and we gave it a good run last year against Crispus Attucks in the regional. But we know if we're lucky enough and we continue to work hard and we get another chance at a Crispus Attucks type team, that's what we're going to have to beat. And we're going to have to find a way to get to that level and push ourselves and make our schedule tough enough in a way that we're prepared when we do get there in March.
Well, I know March is a long way away, it seems, at least on paper, but it'll be here right before you know it. Coach Nevill, always glad to chop it up with you. Looking forward to the Knights season, and best of luck to the Knights, and look forward to seeing you this year.
Yep, awesome. Thank you so much for having us.